This is Vet Tales, the story of the world's only sailing veterinary clinic. We had just spent 2 days in the town of San Evaristo, hosting a free clinic day for their pets and doing reconnaissance on the needs and numbers of animals in the community. We then sailed across the San Jose Channel to Isla San Francisco so that we could visit our next veterinary stop, the island community of Isla Partida. Anchors up. Let's turn us around. And we're off to Isla Partida / Isla Coyote to see what pets live on the island and have a little look around. We're going early, it's only like 7 o'clock because we want to go there before the wind picks up because it's not the most protected spot. It's pretty crazy people live there, you'll see when we get there, it's really cool. Made it to Isla Partida. We're just waiting for another boat to anchor because it's a pretty small anchorage, so then we can go in and choose when we will anchor. We're hoping they give us a little bit of space because there's already 2 boats here. It's a very small little anchorage, but it looks very cool. We're very excited to head in and check it out. Isla Partida is a small island nestled between the uninhabited islands of San Jose and San Francisco. Only 11 people live in this small fishing village year-round. We happened to visit during a holiday, so the village was practically overflowing with people, and even had a few extra patients for us to see that normally live on the mainland. We were once again providing free parasite control medicine to all the animals, as well as getting the information on what other treatments, such as vaccinations, that the dogs would need for when we returned. Mingo is one of the full-time animal residents and has free range of the island. He was very good at wandering off mid-examination, leaving us to search the small but maze-like village to find him. Sí, este es para garrapatas, pulgas, gusanos, todo. This village is a popular stop for cruisers, as the local women sell artisanal jewellery, and it's a unique experience to see the way of life on the island. One of the fishermen acted as our tour guide and told us that we were the first people to visit the island to provide them with a service. Vaccinating dogs living on an island may seem like a bit of a waste of time, but both humans and other animals, like dogs from the mainland and bats, do visit this island and have the potential to carry dangerous diseases with them. Rabies can be spread by bats, so protecting the dogs on the island can help protect the people too, because this is a contagious zoonotic disease. Max is the other permanent resident. He's been here 12 years and, as you can see, is quite ferocious, despite the fact that he has no teeth. So there's only 11 people that live here full-time, and there's 2 full-time dogs, but we saw 3 today because a niece is visiting. But when we come back, we'll just be coming with vaccines and stuff for 2 doggies. So something really interesting about all these little villages, this one included, is that they're entirely solar powered. They have some satellites, they have solar panels, and they've got propane tanks, so they're completely self-sufficient out here just with all of that. It's really quite cool. They power everything, like their refrigerators, lights, you know, the satellites, everything off of this. So yeah, they can connect and watch a bit of TV and get reception to contact their family that lives on the mainland, as well as obviously have power. And everybody who lives here is fishermen. So it's basically fishermen and their families. Pretty cool. Are you thinking of rowing out a bit and then starting the engine? Wave. Alrighty, saying goodbye to Isla Partida and we're heading back south, back to Chuffed. See you. We just lifted anchor and are heading to Playa Bonanza. It's about 30 miles from Isla Partida here. Around and that way. Coming by the north side of San Francisco. And that right there in the distance is where we're going, to Isla Espiritu Santos. Well, the wind prediction was that we were going to have like 8 to 10 knots from behind us, so we thought we'd be able to downwind sail the whole way. So far we've had about 3 knots directly on the nose, which is only succeeding in keeping us cold and not getting anywhere without the motor. So for now we're motoring. We'll see what happens as the day goes on. Maybe the wind switches from behind, maybe it comes a bit stronger from the front, we can sail, we'll see. Buddy? I think she has a really big injury. It looks like, you need to keep an eye on her. Can you see her still?
Yeah, I can see her.
Looks like she has a really big wound, I think.
What has a big wound?
Oh, so we've seen a turtle floating and she couldn't dive, and it looks like she might have a really large wound. So we're going to try to get her out of the water. There is a turtle hospital here. She may be too far gone, but at the very least I can give her some pain relief, and then we can try and get a hold of them to come and get her, because we're still a whiles away. In the meantime, we'll keep her on the boat, I guess. Okay, it looks like she's definitely not diving properly. Okay, she is diving a tiny bit now. Tied back onto Chuffed. She was able to dive, not well and not properly, but definitely well enough that there's no way we could catch her. So we're going to just report her coordinates to the sea turtle monitors here. She looked very old as well, and it wasn't a wound, it was just red algae, which isn't normal either, but at some point you have to admit when you can't do a rescue, and this is not the conditions nor the boats to do rescues in. So we'll report her location and hopefully she'll be okay. Like I said, she did end up diving, which is good, but she was kind of a bit lopsided, so we'll see. Seems the turtle gods have rewarded us for checking on her with some wind. So right now we are more or less beam reached in relatively light winds. So we've got the sails fairly ballooned. You can see this one's relatively loose down at the boom. And we've got the boom just slightly off to this side. And yeah, nice big full head sail. And we're going like 5 knots with not too much wind, which is pretty awesome. As you can see, it's glassed right off and gotten really nice and sunny as the sun's getting ready to set soon. But we're only like 5 miles away. We were able to sail majority of the way, which was really nice. The wind wasn't really coming from the direction that they had predicted, but it kind of worked out really well because it was a beam reach and it was a bit strong, so we were able to sail at like 5 to 6 knots most of the time. And then it was like we started going 4, then 3, and then yeah, it really died down. Once you're this close to the island, the wind just really does seem to die down quite a bit. But yeah, nearly there. We're going just kind of past this point. Made it to Playa Bonanza. This is a really cool beach. It's one of the longest beaches that you can anchor on the island. There's only 4 other boats here and it's a huge anchorage. Yeah, sun's setting. We're debating jumping in. It's a bit cold. But we're definitely gonna have to get up and go to bed, and then tomorrow we'll be able to explore this beach properly. Apparently there's maybe a hike, we'll see. We're just doing a bit of an explore of the interior of the island here. Trying to see what little animals and plants and stuff we can find. It's very cool scenery though. Wow, we are having a bit of trouble finding a trail across the island. We've kind of bushwhacked our way this far, but we might not be able to get all the way to the other side. Either way though, pretty walk, it's very cool. And the beach we're on is really pretty, so nothing lost. It's just the vegetation starting to get a little thicker through the ground. I found some poo. I'm guessing rabbit? We have not seen any evidence of creatures though, other than lizards and bees. Now it's opened up some. I think we've made it through. Well, we've got a bit to go, but still. Everything wants to get you in the desert. But one of the kind of cool things is that everything's like spiky, but then also there's all these little signs of life and colour. Like, it looks really desolate, but then there's also a lot going on. It's very cool. I've not really been in, although I'm from Australia, I've not really been in desert like this. So we basically started way back here and just bushwhacked through all of this. Alright, we've already made it back across. I think we've walked, do you reckon it's been 3 hours?
Maybe.
Maybe not quite, 2.5, 3 hours, something like that. We don't bring any phones or watch or anything. But we've seen goats, a big hare, little tiny rabbit, chipmunks, well, what we think are chipmunks, bunch of lizards. It's been kind of cool. And just over this ridge, we'll have made it back again. These veterinary expeditions are made possible by our patrons and other donators. You can become a patron for extras like live updates and early release ad-free videos, or you can make a once-off donation to help save an animal. You can also help us by giving this video a like, a comment, and sharing it with your friends, and be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Until next time, stay chuffed, everybody.